Hello, hi guys. My name is Harvansh and welcome back to my the YouTube channel for MDE tutorial, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. And today's video we are going to learn how we can create a configuration profile for Microsoft Defender for Endpoints. So let's start this video. So here I log in the MEM console, Microsoft Endpoint Manager, and let's go to the endpoint security. Sorry, under the devices, let's go to the devices, and here we have an option called configuration profile. So now click here. Let's open it. So now here you can see need to create profile. So let's click on the create profile. Go to the platform, select the Windows 10 and letter, and the profile type will take a template. Templates, under the templates is the endpoint protection. So now let's select and create. Now let me give the profile name. Let's call a MDE configuration, CONFIGURA configuration profile. Okay, so now go to the next. You can give the any name there, and now here we have the multiple options to create a configuration profile. All are not mandatory, but based on your requirement you can set up your the configuration profile for the your Defender for Endpoint. So now here is the option that is called a application guard. If you want to enable the application guard, then you can go here and start selecting the option. So application guard, that if enable for the age, the application guard opens unapproved side in the Hyper-V virtualization browsing the container. If you still need the more information, you can click here learn more, and it will open the Microsoft document, and you can see there. So let it open. I will show you what other information we'll get in the Microsoft TechNet article. So let's see the enable for the Microsoft Edge. If you select this option not configured, then everything will be in the grayed out. If you want to select, then enable for the Edge. So then you have the more option to customize it. The clipboard behavior, if you want to set up the clipboard behavior, you can see it's for the copy paste, like from your the browser to PC and PC to the browser. If you want to allow it something, or you want to block it, like block the copy and paste between the PC to the browser, so you can block that copy paste as well. Now here is a option like a external content on the enterprise side. So it is like for the block content from unapproved website from loading. So it will block the content from the your unapproved website. If you want to block it, you can click here. The print from the virtual browser. If you want to block that, like allow the printing content, if you want to allow the print content from the unapproved devices, you can allow it from here. So here is the print type also, which type of print you can allow it here, and if you blocked it, then it won't be work, it's not configured. So the print type, okay, the collect logs file. If you want to collect the logs file related to your the browser, and it's like a application guard logs, so you can click here. And we have like the all these option. If you have the requirement to select it, then you can select based on your requirement. Let me move it to the next option, is a Microsoft Defender Firewall. So here is the first option is a file transfer. So blocks stateful for the FTP firewall. So if you want to block or allow the FTP protocol, you can select it here. Now the security association idle time request detection. So what it does it mean? You can mention here the settings, like association are detected after the traffic is not seen of the number of second. So you can mention the time range. If the traffic is not seen, it's in a within this time range. Now I'm not going to select the time range and all. The pre-sealed pre-shared key encoding, if you want to enable it, you can select the enable. If not, you can just let it not configured. IPsec exceptions, if you want to select it, so ICMP or router or the IPv4, you can select it. like so. Let me select all these traffic so I can get the more logs in my the Defender console. Certificate revocation, list verification. So this is called like a CRL. If you want to enable, you can go here and then select the field CRL verification for the certificate only. So it will give you the more logs. The packet queuing for the queue inbound encrypted the packet only, or the packet queue in the decryption and the perform for the forwarding logs, or the both. So let us select for the both packet queuing. So now here is we done with this part, and now let us move it to the smart screen. I'm not going to configure anything in the smart screen. I will create a separate video for this. Now for the Windows encryption, for this part already I create a video. This is a BitLocker part. If you want to enable the BitLocker or the disk encryption for your device, you can set up this part. So I have a separate video already, it's created. You can go to the MDE tutorial. You can see in that video how to do the Windows encryption. So here is the Defender exploit guard. So first option is for the ASR, attack surface rule detection. So here what are the options we have? Here we have like a very big list. So let's go to the one by one. The flag credential stealing from the Windows local security authority. So if you have the requirement, you can select enable or the audit only. So let's go for the audit only. The process creation from the Adobe Reader. So let's go with the audit only. The rule for the prevent for the Office Microsoft 3 Office macro threats. So when your the macro is enabled with the Office application like the Excel and all, if you want to enable or block it, so you can select the option here. So it's like the Office app injecting into the process. If your Office app is injecting with the other process, so you can block that, or you can just allow it audit only. Office app macro creating the executable. Sometime what happen when you inject your the macro inside the in the Excel, and you want to monitor it or you want to block it, so you can block it here. So all these application all these settings are to prevent the Office threat macro. And now here rule the prevent for the script threats. So like sometime what happen, the hackers has write the script in a virus, like a we got a threads over the script, or the script itself is a threads. So how you can block that? So if you have like a JSVB script PowerShell macro coded, so you can block that. If the Defender client feel it's a suspicious file, or it's a threat detected there, so it will block that file. So the similar way we have the other options. So if you want to block it, you can go with that with the JS file, VB script file, payload downloaded from the internet, and the process creation from this ps access, and the wmi command. If you are using the PowerShell, ps access and the wmi, if you are connecting and if there is any threat found, then it will block the traffic. So let's go to the audit only. No, let's go to the block. Untrusted and unsigned process that run from the usp. So if there is any process is which is like untrusted or unsigned, and that comes from the USB drive, so it can be blocked. So safer side, let us block it. Executable do not meet the prevalence age or the trusted list criteria. If you need that the criteria and all, you can click here in the learn more. You will get the more in depth from the Microsoft TechNet. So let's block it. So it should not, any executable should not execute unnecessary in your system. Rule to prevent the email threats. So if you have any type of threats over the email, like uh, the hackers has attached exe, dll, PowerShell script, ps, js, vb script from the email, or they send over the email, so it will blocked. So now select it here, and then that email will be blocked. if you have any type of attachment like a exe dll and all. So this is a like a safer side to block this, so your threats cannot be come over the email. So now here, rule to protect against the ransomware. Yes, let us enable it. Advanced ransomware protection. So enable this so you won't be get the ransomware attack. And now here is a attack surface rule exceptions. If you want to provide any of the exceptions, you can go here and you can provide the exceptions. Then that file can be the execute. Or if you wanna import it some this file or folder exception list, so you can have put it in a CSV format and you can browse it from here. Or you can just select the file and folder. Okay, yeah. So if you have the folders in your the CSV, then select the file and the folders, so it will exclude your file and the folders. Now, so we done with the ASR rule. Now let's go to the control, the defender application control. So application control during the integrated policies, so let's enforce it. The trusted app and the good regulation, just enable this. Now we are good with this with this part. Defender credential guard. If you want to use it, you can use the credential guard. If not, just let it be in the not configured mode. So here is option for the security center. What are the features we'll get here? The block block end user access to the various for the Microsoft Defender security center app. So like a virus and the threat protection, let's allow ransomware protection. So now how the settings does work, like block or and block end user to access the various Microsoft Security Center app. So you so these all settings control on the end user device that user can allow or block like for the various settings. In the security center, if I allow it, so user can see the virus and the threat protection on their in a software center which is available on the end user device. If you click here, you will get the more detail. Configure if the end user can view the virus and the threat protection area in the Microsoft Defender Security Center. Hiding the section and also block the notification related to the virus and the threat protection. So this is for the more control on the security center for the user side. So ransomware, let's allow it. Account protection, let's allow it. File and the network protection, so user can have the more access if you are allowing it here. If you want to uh block to user to accessing to seeing this all these settings, you can block these. So now the app and the browser control, yes, let us allow it. The hardware protection, uh it's if you click it here, so hardware protection will be hide, so let's not configure. Device performance and the health, so let's allow it. So why I am allowing all these settings, because sometime when we connect it to user and we are asking to check something, so user should have the ability to check all these settings. If not, then we cannot troubleshoot from the end user devices, so let us make it on. Now notification from the displayed area from the app, so let us go to the block all notification or block non-critical notification. So all non-critical notification will block, so let us not to configure. So security center icon on the system tray, so let's allow it. Now clear the TPM button, let it not configured. The TPM firmware, this is a temper protection actually. So the temper TPM firmware update a warning, so let's allow. And the temper protection, let's allow. Temper protection should be disabled, sorry. The IT contact information, yes, display in the app And the organization name, let's mention is a end user CWPORT supports. And if you want to give the IT department email ID, so user can view that IT department email ID in the security center to whom they want to contact if they are facing any problem, or any of the URL if you want to set up it here. So user have the more visibility to contact to whom they can contact if they are facing any of the defender problem. Okay, so all this is done. Let's go to the local device security option about the accounts. If you want to put the more security over the accounts, you can go here, but this is not mandatory. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then the device, under the devices, like unlock device without login, or these are like a more control on the device, the security level, but it's not the mandatory to configure from the defender. That should goes through your the GPO or with the other policies. Now the Xbox services, if you want to control the Xbox services, the game slap task and all, you can enable it. If not, is not at all the mandatory. Here is the user rights. What are the rights user will get? Like the access the credential manager at the trusted caller. If you want to allow it, you can go here. So user will be having the rights. The other the local user or the groups, you can define it here, but don't allow to user here. Now allow local logon. So if you allow it, then user can locally allow it. Now so all these settings are related to change the system time. If you want to block it, allow it, so user can change the system time, which is not mandatory. Let it be set as a not to change the time. Global object, page file, cadenza, so all these can be controlled with the defender, these all these settings. So these settings are not mandatory to give the user rights to control all these settings. So now here we all done with our the settings, and let us go with the next. Now assigned here, let's go to assign this all users and the all devices. So that settings will be applied to the all users and the all devices whichever enroll into your defender. So if you have the setting as a globally you want to allow it, then you can go with the all users or the all devices. And if you want to include or exclude any specific device or the user or the group, so you can go here and deploy it with the groups. So if you have any specific groups, so let me allow it for the all users and the all devices, and go to the next. And here is a the applicability rule. If you want to put any of the filters, you can go with the filters. If not, you can go next. And these are the options what we have selected in our the configuration profile. So now let's click on the create, and we're done. So all these configuration will push it to the end user device once it's sync up. So I have here the test device. Oh god, that's the turn off. Okay, yeah, let me make it on this device. And now what to do, just when I log in this device, we can just sync the device. If not, then that device also will automatically sync after a certain time period. Like by default it's a time, it's a 8 hour. And it can sync based on your the interval whatever you set up. So let it log in and we'll see how this configuration will implement. Okay, so I log in my the test machine, and let me go to the settings. It's a little bit hanging. And I'll click here under the settings. Now go to the accounts. Now go to the access work or school, select, go to the info, and here we have the sync. So now sync the your device, so it will pull the latest policies from your the Intune console, and then your the configuration profile will implement on your device. Okay, so it's getting synced. After the sync, that policy will apply to this test machine. It's taking little bit time. So thank you guys for watching this video. See you soon in my next video.